So, since I got the nibbler in the last episode, I've done a few important things. I did birdhouse runs to get rid of my toad flax by turning it into brews. I made a money bag to store GP in my house, and I got 97 woodcutting and did all the clues along the way, while dropping the clues I couldn't do for later. Also, I did a bit of DMM to get the weapon scroll so I could later recolor some of these weapons if I ever got them. Now you're caught up. But what's the goal now? Before it was to get the nibbler, but now the goal is to complete RuneScape. Okay, that's an impossible goal practically every way you measure it. Collection log, 200 mil, quest cape. Okay, that last one is actually quite reasonable, but most metrics aren't. But I'm still going to take on this challenge one small step at a time and enjoy the journey. The goal for this season centers around a nice piece of quality of life for normal accounts and an integral piece of content for Ultimate Iron Men, the stash unit. Stash units store set items for clue steps. The more stashes I fill, the more clues I can complete, and that means more chances at some of the rarest and most prestigious items in the game. But additionally, stash units can actually store some really nice items. This stash stores dragon boots, which you can replace with a pair of primordial boots, the best in slot melee boots. This stash stores a dragon defender, slayer helmet, and dragon battle axe, a perfect starter pack for slayer. This stash stores a Zamorak godsword, which is an item. So the goal of this season is to fill all of the stash units in the game, to give access to as many clue steps and store as many potentially useful items as possible. This is a goal much easier said than done. It's going to take a long time, and I'm going to get dragged all across Gielinor to collect these items. And the elephant in the room, I need slayer levels to get a lot of the items needed for stash units. So, after countless hours, we are finally going to be breaking the purity of this account. And for this episode, to commemorate gaining my first Slayer XP, the goal is to build one of the most useful stash units in the game, which I mentioned earlier, the Slayer Helmet, Dragon Defender, and Dragon Battle Axe stash unit. For this, I need 58 Slayer for the Black Mask, and 400 Slayer points. Oh yeah, also I have this massive pile of clue scrolls with some steps I can't do and some annoying steps. I'm going to try to trim that down a bit too. But first, I think I'll clean my inventory up a bit. Okay, so I need to clean up my inventory. And one thing I can do is open up my beginner caskets. I have a few more things to fill up the treasure chest and finish the log. And they don't give masters, so I don't have to worry about juggling masters or anything. So I'll quickly get through this. Oh no. There we go. Well, one slot from that and one inventory slot burned up. So I think the first thing to do is the Varrock Museum quiz. This is usually how people start Hunter and Slayer. I've put it off for obvious reasons, but now I can finally get into it. So you just go around to the Varrock Museum, and at the end you get some Slayer and Hunter XP. I will finish the quiz to level up my Slayer, but I do feel like this is a pretty important moment for the account, so I'm actually going to go get a Slayer task to get 2 Slayer. My character has no clue what Slayer is. That makes sense. Alright. I need to kill bats. And here we go. Finally, 2 Slayer. So, skill is officially unlocked. I will finish this task quickly. There we go. So, now back to the Natural History Museum. And there we go. That is a big boost up to 10 Slayer, which now leads me to some quests. But before questing, I have something I can quickly do to get rid of these dart tips. So I have a bunch of amethyst darts. Technically, dragon darts are better and could be useful in some places, but I don't think it's a good idea to hold on to these. However, they are useful for one thing, and that is the Desert Diary. For the Elite Diary, you need to fletch some dragon dart tips. I don't have the level to make dragon darts, but I do have dragon fruit, which can be used to make dragon fruit pies, which boost your fletching level. So I just need to make a few of these. Oh, well, 4 pies should be enough. Hopefully I don't burn all of them. I need to fletch these at the Bedidin camp. So just need to berry ring over there and boost, and then nice. Now I'll just get the XP from all of these. Gained a bit of XP from that, about 34k. Don't like fletching darts though. Don't know if anyone does, but I'm just gonna go drop these at the GE. They're worth about 2 mil. I do need the money, but I don't have a bonded account to get it, so hopefully someone who needs it gets it. So now on to some quests. Hopefully I can do it with this inventory. Quests are just the best way for me to get past the early Slayer levels, so I'll do all the quests I can that give Slayer XP. I'll finally be able to complete Recipe for Disaster. This is the final one, and it rewards Slayer XP, which I need right now. Here we go. That's the final subquest of RFD. I'll save the actual completion for later, but I am looking forward to finally having Barrow's Gloves. And 14 Slayer. Cool. There we go. I even get 30 Slayer points. Well, on to Wanted. Oh, that can't be good. Well, good thing he's not casting a spell, he's just hitting me with the staff. Ran out of runes, I guess. Well, there's 5,000 Slayer XP. Level 25, getting closer to what I need. Well, looks like 2 more quests I can do for a couple thousand more XP. There's Ernest the Chicken. I never completed that. And with that, I can do Animal Magnetism. I can finally use an Abyss device. Not this one though. Can't store it, so up to 26 Slayer. Now there's one more quest I can complete that gives me Slayer, but it requires a bit of work. Okay, well that's that done. Now I have Shade Robes. And more importantly, I can do the General's Shadow. What happened here? I guess climate change. There's the General's Shadow for 28 Slayer. So that is everything I believe I have the requirements for currently. But I do have one more trick up my sleeve to get some Slayer XP. Well, the trick I have is Tears of Gothics. Gives XP on your low skill, and that is definitely Slayer. I have quite a lot of quest points, so I get quite a lot of time in here. So 169 tears for 33 Slayer. That's a good amount of XP. I think now I'll just head out and do some Slayer. I need 48 Slayer. I have no clue how long that'll take. I do have good weaponry, so I think not too long. I think I'll just use Bow of Ferdinand against everything. It's a really strong bow, so should be really good. I do think I'm gonna try to point boost this because I really need Slayer points. Basically, I'll get 9 tasks at Turiel and every 10th at Konar to get times 10 points from the Konar task, while every other task is going to be really quick, so should be able to rack up a lot of points really quickly. Slayer XP though, I'm not too sure. Now this could be either really good or really bad, depending on what it is, but either way I'm probably going to do it. I have enough points for 1 skip, but hopefully it's not a bad task. Oh, I think that's the only task I'd skip. 49 Steel Dragons is a bit ridiculous. Apparently you actually block this, but I can only skip I hope I get a better task. I think that's better. I think it's also something you'd want to block, but that's fine. I'll manage. I'll bring some prayer potions so I can use rigor. I did bank my range potions, but that's fine. The task shouldn't be that bad. Oh, well, there's 40 Slayer already. Well, it took a while, but there's 90 points from that task. 18,000 XP as well, that's really big. Coming up to 41. So, now I just need to do 9 more tasks at Turiel, and then the 10th one at Konar to get more points again. This way I'll be able to set up my block list really quickly, and Slayer should be really nice pretty quickly. Well, there's my first Slayer collection log. Bronze boots. Well, there's 42, which I needed for one of the quests, but I need 48 for the other, so gonna be going a bit longer. And for my second Konar task, I think that's pretty doable. It isn't the best task, but it should give me a lot of XP. Nice. Well, there's my first Brimstone Key. I almost missed it. Well, there's another 90 Slayer points. Now back to Turiel for 9 more tasks. Skeletons shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to do all this on world 444 because that's the forestry world, and usually you don't get rewards from forestry events if you aren't there when it is spawned, but you do get bird nest eggs, which are used to obtain pieces of an outfit, which are on the collection log, the evil chicken outfit. So I'm in the CC and I have a plugin to tell me when stuff spawns, so maybe I'll get lucky enough to get a piece of evil chicken. Alright, off to get my 30th task. Hopefully I don't have to skip much. I do have 1 block available at least. And not bad, I think. Well, that should be an easy 90 points. So I should have 2 blocks after this, which will be really, really nice. Things are definitely getting going now with Slayer. Alright, another key. I wonder how many of these I'll get during the 58 Slayer grind. Well, there's another 90 points. So I have 2 blocks I can do now. Well, back to Turiel. And for my 40th task, kind of want to skip it, but it's probably quite common now since my Slayer level is so low, so I think I'll just end up doing it. It can't be that bad. Okay, actually, before I forget, there are a few things I want to do. One of them is plant this yew tree. And the other thing I want to do is harvest Hespori, which I have no clue if I have the inventory for. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now I need to harvest it. And no bucket. I'm not at the drop rate yet though, so kind of expected. Alright, some construction XP. Don't mind if I do. And there we go. That's 300 points, so I have 3 blocks that I can do. So back to Turiel for 9 tasks and cave bugs. And for number 50, we get... Ooh. Okay, I'm not doing that. Alright, well, I'll go do that then. But first, 3 eggs and... Alright, another egg. Nothing from those though. One of these days I'll get something and it'll be a great moment, but today's not that day. Or at least right now, it's not that time. The hardest part is finding the nest after the event. Oh, this is gonna be chill. Well, I mean, there's lava, so Okay, another hard clue. I'll save that for later. There's 52. Alright, another key. And there we go. That is up to 540 points. That's actually really good. That actually gives me an idea. And that is to unlock two things. One of those is bigger and badder to get superiors. And I think I'll unlock like a boss as well. I hope I don't regret this, but I have a fair amount of points. Actually, I only have one block now. Well, it's done. And spiders. Okay, for superior on the account, I didn't even know these had superiors, but for the loot, nothing. But I think I got more Slayer XP for that. I wasn't looking. But that's a good thing about superiors is even if you don't get any loot from them, they give more Slayer XP. Oh, there are ensouled scorpion heads. Am I the only one that didn't know that? Alright, well, for my 60th task, not bad. I think this one's pretty easy. Alright, so I'll put away my nibbler because Hespori is done growing and I want to get these ranging potions out of my bag. So I'll head to Hespori. Honestly, I had some divine ranging potions earlier, I think this episode, and I dropped them. And I definitely shouldn't have. They would have been really useful for Slayer, but it's not too big of a deal. I can make more. I can honestly just make more as I go. Well, now my inventory is organized, and the looting bag. Look at that. Well, now I actually want to do Hespori, so I'll get an anti-poison and some food. Since my manta rays are in my looting bag, I guess I'll need to probably buy some potatoes. Hopefully 4 potatoes is enough. And it was enough. Nice. Well, for the loot, hoping for the bucket. No bucket. There's 53. Alright, Hespori's grown again. Let's see if I can get the bucket this time. Alright, I need a spade. And well, I might as well plant these seeds at least. My first herbs in Farlamore, hopefully they grow. Well, there is 60 tasks done, and 90 points from that, bringing me up to 280, which is 2 blocks and 2 skips, so that's pretty nice. But back to tutorial for another 9 tasks. Well, cave bugs. Have I seriously never cleared this tunnel out? Can I clear it out? I thought I needed a light source, so I got the candor and helm, but oh, I never cleared that out. Oh. Oh, there's 54 Slayer. Only 4 more levels. Alright, task number 70. Huh. Well, that's a block apparently. Honestly, I'm not too ready to pluck anything yet. I'm just gonna go do this task. It is in the Stronghold Slayer dungeon. Should be fine. I think I can even safe spot them. Ooh. Well, that task wasn't too bad, and that is 370 points. I also got 4 clue scrolls. I already took one back to the pile outside my house, but I have to take these back as well. And yeah, I'll go back to skipping for points. It's been working much better than I thought it would be. Very smooth progress. There's 55. Alright, for my 80th task. Not bad. Alright, today is my lucky day. A lamp, spirit seed, maple seed, I'll keep that. And the evil chicken wings, that is 1 piece out of 4 of the egg grind, which is really big. And I can store that somewhere. At least I think I can. Yep, there we go. Well, I won't be able to wear it, but That's the first piece of that. That is really unexpected. Well, anyway, what was my task? Right, Calphites. This isn't the desert. I need a rope. I'm not sure if I need one every time or this might be my first time going in here. Alright, well, it'll be a chill task. Oh, the rope goes away. Yeah. The hard desert diaries required, which requires 65 Slayer, so I'll get a few ropes because I might leave for some egg events. Huh. Am I the only one that didn't know that tunnel existed? I don't know if it's useful, but alright, yeah, if no one's here, this is actually a really good spot, so hopefully I can keep it. Ooh, I can drink from Tears of Gothics. Oh, right, that is really good actually. 10k XP pretty much. That's like an hour of training, so good thing I saw that. There's 56, only 2 more levels. Alright, so some good news. I have over 400 points, which means I can... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I can learn how to make a Slayer helm. Now, I don't have the level to get the black mask. I think I need 58 for that, but I checked on the wiki and there are some pretty easy quests that give a lot of Slayer XP, so I can just do those to get the remaining XP. And I'll do a quick Espori. Still hoping for the bucket. I have 3 more seeds in my possession. And no bucket. Not yet, at least. And there we go. There's Twilight's Promise, which doesn't actually give any Slayer XP, but I need it for another quest. And I don't know what this quest is. I'll accept it though. I'll find out later. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll do that sometime. But another cool thing is I can finally use the Varlamore teleport, which is pretty convenient. There's 100% favor for the hard frenetic diary, and I should be able to complete the quest now. There we go. Throne of Miscellanea. Now I'm gonna withdraw all of this money because Kingdom of Miscellanea ships the rewards to your bank, and I don't have a bank, or I might have a bank, but it's locked off for me. I don't know what would happen with those items, but I'm not getting them, so I'll take that money and run. You get a small reward from the quest in your kingdom, so that's where I got that 10k from. Now, I didn't get Slayer XP from that, but that is because it was a prerequisite for Royal Trouble, which did give Slayer XP. Not enough for a level, but 5,000 is not too bad. Now, I'll go and do the Path of Gluffrey, a new quest I actually haven't done yet, and it rewards a fair amount of Slayer XP, so that's good. The most annoying part of the quest might just be making the mithril grapple. There we go. And a crossbow. Oh no. The quest wants me to have empty inventory slots. It's the one thing I can't really get right now. Well, I'll see what I can do, I guess. Alright, everything's safe spotted, I guess. There we go. And I couldn't get all the lamps since I didn't have the inventory space. Some thieving, magic, strength, and most important, Slayer. Up to 57. Alright, well, on to the next quest. And I think a good option for that is the Heart of Darkness, which I started earlier. Alright, that wasn't too bad. And there we go. 8,000 Slayer XP. And as it showed up for a second, I can now kill K4s, which is perfect. Also, 2000 total level, finally. Having Slayer unlocked makes that way easier. Well, I had another quest I could do as well, but seeing as I don't need it right now, I think I'll hold off on doing that until I really need it. Because I want to start getting to these K4s and finally get my Slayer helm. Actually, I need some quests. I need Cabin Fever for Mostly Harmless, and I need Rum Deal and Pirate's Treasure for that. So, a little bit more questing. Oh, nice. There's Pirate's Treasure. Alright, there we go. There's Rum Deal. Now on to Cabin Fever, which I need a lot of inventory for. Should have just enough though. I'll need to drop these coins though, or I'll put them in here. Drop a bit. Alright, there we go. I can now get to Mostly Harmless, and K4 is right here, so I'll be able to try for the Black Mask. Also, you can talk to him for 10k. Alright, well I need to get a few things. So I'm gonna use my Boa Ferdinand for this, since it's so strong. And I want to get an ectophile to get back there quickly. So I need a Ghost Speak amulet. Do I get that from here? No, I think I need to go into the Lumbridge Swamp. Then I'll redrop these clues. Okay, there is actually something that'll take a little bit to do, that I need to do, and it is mine some salt. You can build one of the Eternal Fires in the Mostly Harmless cave, and it means that you don't need a light source there, it just lights the place up. And I want to do that, so I'll quickly mine some salt. It shouldn't take too long. Alright, there we go. Now, building it's gonna be slightly annoying. I need a saw, hammer, tinderbox, 2 mahogany planks, 2 steel bars, and all of this salt. I dropped my axe. Okay, there's an axe here at least. Oh, right. There we go. There are my mahogany planks. Now I need some steel bars. Is there not a tool store with tinderbox? So I can enter here, and here's the fire. Perfect. Well, while I'm here, I believe there's a bank nearby. Yeah, at the Trouble Brewing area. I can unnote a bunch of potions and do a session of these. I have no clue what inventory I should do for this, so I'll just try this. I'll probably have to adjust a bit over time, and I'll have to decide whether or not to use Rigor. It would make it a lot quicker, but my prayer potions would go down and I don't have a lot of inventory for prayer potions, so I might just end up using Protect from Melee. Oh. Well, I guess that's a bonus. Man, the clue stack is probably going to be a bit higher after this, isn't it? It's 1 in 128, so I shouldn't get too many of them. The Black Mask is 1 in 512. Well, here's where I'll be until I get the Black Mask. We'll see how long that takes, but I'm already at 17 KC, so it might not be too bad. I am maybe a little overgeared for this, so... Oh. Oh, there it is. Nice. Oh, it was a little bit overrate, but those kills were really quick. And I have some more hard clues now. But let's go renote my potions and make this Slayer helm. Well, oh, I can already make it. I already have the unlock for it, but I need to buy a few items to craft with it. Man, they're more expensive than I thought. Okay, I'm just gonna go get coins. And I think I just use this. Yep, there we go. the Slayer Helm. It's been a while. Now I need to imbue this at some point, but that point is not now. I want to build this stash right now. Now for that, I am gonna put away my bow in again. Inventory space is very limited right now. And here's the gold leaf. Now I need some nails, and now a hammer, a crystal saw seed to turn into a crystal saw. Alright, this is kind of unfortunate. I don't have very much inventory space because I'm gonna need to stew boost to make this master stash. Even still, I only need a +4, but I still need a +4. From the first stew, no boost. And from the second, -4. Alright, well, let me just double check here. Yep, I can store orange and withdraw if I want. So I'll do that. I'll drop the hammer so I can take 4 at a time. Well, I got 2 inventories, and since I only need a +4 boost, it's a 2 and 11. So I'll start going for the boost. Well, from the first boost, nothing, and -4. Oh, I can buy stew here. I can actually do a lot more per inventory. And -1. -3. +2. Oh, that's enough. Oh, barely. Got it just in time, and that means I can fill this stash once I get the dragon battle axe. I'll get that quickly. There's the dragon battle axe, and there we go. Finally, I can store the dragon defender, and also I have a slayer helm. I'll need to get that imbued, but I do think there's one more thing I should do, and that is do some of these clues. The clue stack was bad enough in the beginning of the episode, but this is a bit much. So I'll try to do what I can. Hopefully I don't get locked off too much. There are some steps I won't be able to do, but some of them I unlocked during this episode. The main issue is going to be the heraldic items. I was trying to solve this, and I had no clue, so I looked it up, and apparently it's something called look and say, which I've personally never heard of, but the next number in the sequence is just reading out the previous one. So you see 1 1, so you put 1 1, and then the next one is 2 1s, so you put 2 1. So the next number would be 1 3, 1 1, 2 2, 2 1. I don't remember what I wrote. Nice, that's up to 21 hard caskets. So I believe I was able to get 11 caskets from that. The clue pile is a lot more manageable now. And most importantly, I was able to get 58 Slayer and get the Slayer Helm, which sets me up really well for continuing to train the skill and fill more stash units, because a lot of stash units require Slayer items. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.